So there's been change in the group, but there'll be two things that never change. It's the blackness of the jersey and the silver fern. So the expectation around representing our people as a nation is always there for the All Blacks. And the players have made that really clear what they expect of each other also. They're excited to do that though. So in expectations, yes, but the perspective around that can be, what about the excitement to perform? And that's where Ray's has taken us. And the boys have been really good. We've really enjoyed our time here. It's a world-class facility. We've had the opportunity to engage with them, connect, look at our game, and also build some relationships. So it's been an awesome last number of days, and we're looking forward to getting to Dunedin and stepping into a test match.
I suppose for you, you're used to having a couple of months with a group before you build into a super season. You've got 10 days or so. How are you going about ensuring you build those connections as quickly as possible, I suppose, both on and off the field ahead of the first test?
Yeah, just ask questions. There's a lot of information within the team around understanding the game. There's a lot of IQ around the game. We're just asking questions around where they need to be, what is it they need to know. At the end of the day, we need to be decisive. So we want to take a lot of things away and make it really clear around what our game looks like. And the players have been unreal around leading their areas. So we're expecting them all to walk forward together.
What do you expect from England? Obviously a comfortable win over Japan and a pretty solid Six Nations from them as well. What are your sort of expectations of what you'll get out of England?
Very, very good team, balanced across the board, dominance in their forward pack around physicality, also the pressure game, the aerial attack. I've really enjoyed watching them during the Six Nations, in particular the Irish and the French games. They showed a beautiful style of rugby, so we're really excited to stand in front of that.
You talked about being clear about the style of game you want to play. How different will that look to last year's All Blacks style?
We'll choose our moments around what momentum looks like for us and how we regain it. Test match footy is going to come down to a number of things, and fundamentally it's going to be around our set piece, our ability to create momentum and apply pressure. So that will still be our DNA. That is All Black rugby. And then you look at our skill set within our game, the ability to play through our forwards from 1 to 8, and our ability to find space with our backs. So we're excited to see the team come together for the first time.
Will it look obvious to fans, the difference, or will it be more nuanced than that, the changes?
That's a good question. It's a good question. I think embracing where we are at the moment, we'll take this test for what it is, and we will evolve during the year. It's important for us to be decisive this weekend, so that's what we should expect to see from the All Blacks this weekend, is a decisive team.
The halfback one's really interesting. You've got an 80 test veteran.
Yes.
You've got Finlay Christie, who's been around the group for a few years, and you've got a brand new guy in Cortez.
Yep.
Rathamar.
Yep.
Interested to know how you might manage the three of them across the 3 test matches.
The key thing there around the management is how they manage it. So what do their weeks look like? How do they set the group up despite the test numbers? How do they lead during the week? So the other things I'm looking at, I will say TJ, his connection with the group, his ability to connect our game around our defence and attack has been really good this week. Young Cortez, energy and excitement, a lot of smiles, massive energy on the field. And then with Finn, he's just the ultimate professional around consistency and giving the roles that we need. So we have 3 very good halfbacks we can choose from, just like we have 3 very good 10s we can choose from.
Yeah, I just want to ask you about that as well. Obviously, yeah, D-Mac, Bowden and Stephen Pettifet's the other one that
right.
you're alluding to there. So again, how do you make these decisions around who gets which jersey and who perhaps doesn't get a jersey?
We look at the opposition, we look at their strengths, opportunities for us, we look at the game we want to play, and then we slot in the 10 we believe that's going to give us the outcome we need. What I will say with Bodie coming in, sitting down, the calmness, the clarity that he gives, I've been so impressed with Bodie. His care for the group, he's a proud All Black, and I've really enjoyed being around Bodie for me, which has been the first time.
What about Razor? Has he taken to this job like a bit of a duck to water? How's Razor been in his first few days in this role?
Razor's Ray. There's a lot of colour, a lot of energy. We're really clear around what the boss wants. He gives us great language. The boys are enjoying his energy. He's got very good captains / co-captains around him that are helping govern and lead the team. Razor is someone we will follow.
Are you going to bring elements from the Crusaders into this All Blacks team as well?
We'll be ourselves. We'll see the game around what our lens and paradigm looks like. There'll be good conversations around what that looks like for the All Blacks, obviously, because that's where we are now. We're embracing this challenge. We understand it's a test match. In a test match, you got to get to the line, and more importantly, you got to be able to step over it. So, and that's what Ray does around all his teams. But what I will say around that also is, this is the boys' team. This is the All Blacks. So it's about the 15, it's about the 23, it's about the squad. They're the ones that need to be up the front leading it.
Scott, last time the All Blacks played England, TJ Perenara suffered that long-term injury. What have you made of the way he's come back? Has he come back a better player? And specifically you look after the halfbacks, but so what have you made of the way he's sort of come back from such a long-term injury?
That's a great question, and thanks for asking it, because what I've seen is a man and a family being challenged and had to show resilience. At the end of the day, he thought, in his dark moments, he thought it was possibly over. And he had to go through a number of those moments to get back. So for him to show the resilience, for him to be picked up by his family and told keep going, it's a great story around what it is to want to play for your country. And that started with him going back to the Hurricanes, but he's got a competitive streak that meant he wanted to be back as an All Black. And now the narrative's this: you'd be a really good one. You'd be a really good one, because the effort and time you've put in to be back is not so much the end of the story, it should be the start.
Scott, I want to ask you about expectation, and expectation follows the All Blacks everywhere.
Yes.
When do you think you'll get a full appreciation for the expectation that follows this team? Perhaps you already have it, but when do you think you'll get that real sense of expectation on the black jersey?
I think what we've spoken about, and Anton spoke about it just recently with the group, around change. So there's been change in the group, but there'll be two things that never change. It's the blackness of the jersey and the silver fern. So the expectation around representing our people as a nation is always there for the All Blacks. And the players have made that really clear, what they expect of each other also. They're excited to do that though. So in expectations, yes, but the perspective around that can be, what about the excitement to perform? And that's where Razor's taken us.